Today's episode, you guys know him. He does the booking here. He is he's also a rising actor in the Hollywood scene. He's got so much energy. He's one of a kind. And we're so happy to have him here. And how we met him is absolutely fascinating and came to be in his life. I mean, it's here he is, ladies and gentlemen, from the new movie Ma, which comes out tomorrow. Thank you. Nick is in here, which comes out tomorrow. Our friend, Mr. Gianni Paolo. All right, here we go. Sitting here with this guy, huh?
What's
Gianni. What's up, man?
I'm chilling. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you today?
I'm good. It's kind of weird because we set everything up and we usually like get everything together and then I just go sit over there and chill, and it's weird being in the seat.
Yeah, man. It's weird having you in the seat, man. It's exciting. I know you. So for some of our listeners that don't know, Gianni is an actor, and Gianni just hit up the podcast like maybe a year ago and just said, "Hey man, I like the podcast.
Yeah,
well, I think
through Burn, Burn.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I filmed the movie in Mississippi, kind of where Theo like grew up a little bit.
Yeah,
and then I just remember talking because I always talk about comedy, like I love it. And I was listening to the podcast on set, like while before like I would go and film my scenes, I'd be listening to this past weekend, and one of the PAs came up to me. My friend Jared, and he knocked on the door and he's like, "Are you listening to Theo?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, like I love Theo." And he's like, "Oh, like Burn, like the guys at Smoots down there, like they all know Theo." And I was like, "Really?" So we filmed the movie, whatever, and then afterwards, like,
and no one knows who Burn is.
Yeah, right. Burn is the drummer in Bishop Gunn, whose dad I used to work on his farm in the summertime up in Mississippi. So he was working as a PA or as a transport or something on the movie that you filmed.
Correct.
in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And then, so you ran into one of his buddies, and he's like, "Oh, Burn knows him."
Yeah.
And then that's how it all came to pass.
Yeah. And then I was like, I'd love to help the podcast. I love it. I listen to it, and I do social media stuff. So that's kind of how we all linked up. And then, the rest is history.
That's it.
We've been together for a year.
A year, dude. Yeah. And so first I want to talk about the movie. So the movie is Octavia Spencer is the lead of the movie?
Yes.
Is that a safe term?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
She's like the main lead.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And so the movie is called Ma, and it comes out
May 31st. So this is going to air May 30th. So tomorrow it comes out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So the movie comes out tomorrow, and let's stop it real quick. So we got a bunch of white kids going to drink in a black woman's basement.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We have one. There's another African American with us.
Okay. So and. Is there any is any of the movies is there racial stuff in the movie or not really?
Not so much. Towards the end, there's you will see it in the trailer. There it does touch on it a little bit, but it's not. It really has nothing to do with the film in that sense. It's just more a black woman can be a serial killer too. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you just give away the whole movie?
No. I'm just saying like it's possible for a black woman to be like a villain. You know what I mean? I didn't mean she's a serial killer.
I see what you're saying.
Not, but.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true, huh? They don't have a lot. Well, I guess even just growing up, they didn't have a lot of black characters in a lot of movies. I'm trying to think of a black villain that they had.
Yeah.
Gray Skull. Remember that guy from He-Man?
Well, see, what I find interesting is I would look in the internet and people would get upset that they'd be like, well, why is the African American the villain?
Yeah.
And no, that's the total opposite of what Octavia wants. She wants to be the villain.
Yeah.
She wants to. Everyone can play every role. There's not she doesn't have to play a nurse or a maid in every movie.
Right, of course. Yeah, and there's always black. There's this thing out there that's just black anger. Anytime a black person breathes, somebody's like, oh, why do they have to breathe?
Yeah.
A black person oh, they have to breathe in the same planet as white people. So sometimes you just get that black anger out there. Was it intimidating? Because this is your first lead.
Yeah.
So you're one of the. What do you play in the film?
So I played Chaz. He is it's one of the teens where we party with Octavia, and it's just a high school kid. There's 5 of us, and we meet Octavia, and she starts buying us booze and alcohol. And
Now, is it real booze when you're on the movie?
No, it's just water.
Oh,
yeah.
So what? Then you have to pretend to be drunk?
Yeah, you have to like. Also, there's also a scene. There's a clip of it on the Instagram, where I like drink the water and I go, ugh, and I'm like, it's just literally water, but you have to like, I guess, play it as if it was.
Yeah.
But the worst part was the fucking joints, like, because I smoked the whole movie in pretty much every scene, and I'm smoking the joints, and it's like fake tobacco.
Oh.
So you're like, I'm waking up, my lungs are fried because I'm smoking it for like 4 hours.
Right, you're still smoking.
Yeah.
But it's not even real tobacco.
Yeah.
Would you have rather have been just regular tobacco?
I would have rather it have been like maybe like vape juice or like something like that, like not because they would roll joints like that. Like I would rather have just vaped the whole movie instead of like just legit, like, because you're still smoking like the spliffs. Is that what they call them? Like the
Them horse legs,
yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Them
Big
Johns,
Johns.
boy. And we fucking, yeah, dude.
Of course, Gianni's name is Chaz in the movie.
Yeah, that was the most twink name ever.
All my names have been Braden and Power, Chaz, Brian. I forgot there was
Braden and Chaz.
Yeah.
Those two.
Dude, those are I feel like those are like white slave names. I feel like.
You're gonna get me in trouble, dude.
No, I'm sorry. Do you
Just whipping Gianni. My name
yeah.
is Gianni Paolo.
Yeah. Sure it is. You don't have an identity, boy. Your name is Randall. Yeah, and you're rushing a fraternity. So you get put into a lot of roles. I know you've said this. And so also, just to clarify, so also Gianni's done all the booking. Gianni Kimmel has done all the booking for almost all the guests that we've had, really, or reached out to him.
I've gotten a couple hitters, but yeah, for the most part, it's been
For the most part, it's been
Nick does
Gianni.
help a lot.
Name-
We got a good thing going.
Yeah, no, you guys have been great, man. And you guys put up with me a lot of times, which I know isn't easy, especially over text message. And name 5 guests that we've tried to get that we haven't gotten.
That people love, that they really want.
Yeah.
Danny McBride,
Okay.
who I've tried a lot. Recently, Chris Pratt, he's busy. I'm just trying to think of like the ones more recent. Like Anna Faris, like people who also have podcasts, Dax Shepard.
Right.
Like those are the people who I have reached out to just because they're kind of in that world and it's realistic.
Okay.
I'll
trying
add to Boosie, Lil Boosie.
Yep, Lil Boosie.
Lil Boosie, we
Yep.
tried him?
Yeah, we've tried
Praise
him.
God, brother.
Pretty much in the group, everyone who's been like, we really want him. I'm like, I tried him 3 months ago. I tried him last week.
Amanda Knox.
Amanda Knox, we tried her a lot. So yeah, we try. Like we
Norm McDonald.
We should kill her roommate. That would get her in here. Sorry, dude. That's messed
No,
up.
it's-
And that's a joke if anybody's roommates ever died.
Yeah.
So we tried almost it. Not like, are we strategic about it? What's it like to reach out to somebody and because you do that, you know? It's
Yeah.
like, what's that like?
I don't mind it just because it's publicists, so it's like they're people. Like
Right.
I don't have Chris Pratt's email. You know what I
Right.
mean? I would like to.
I bet it's Chris Pratt at Gmail.
Yeah. So I just reached out to publicists and I'm like, let's. Well, see, I was talking to Nick about this before you came in. It kind of upsets me, the whole like what's going on now, because a lot of people to go and promote movies, they're going on Kimmel, they're going on like weird cable like cooking shows, and to promote things the generic way that it's always been done.
Right.
And that's not the way people are listening anymore.
Right.
They don't get the views anymore. It's podcasts.
Right.
It's Joe Rogan. It's you. It's Tiger Belly. Like those are the ones that's what's getting the listens from the millennials, and that's what this movie's about, which is why I've been going on podcasts to promote. It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, I wouldn't go on Kimmel anyways because I'm not big enough, but like this is it. This is like what the studios have to realize. Like this is where people are gonna, go to, and it's a full length thing.
Yeah.
Like if they're listening to a clip on Jimmy Kimmel and they're talking about Zac Efron, his dick came out in a movie scene or something like that.
Who was on a plane with me a week ago? I saw him
Was
on the
he?
plane. He walked by 3 times, dude.
Dude, I love him. I mean, like in like a straight way.
He kept
but,
trying to
like,
pretend he was all tired when he was walking by every time.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he in first class with you?
I was like, you can't be that tired and walk up and down the aisle 3 times.
Just
dude.
yawning and stretching.
Yeah. Like he did like 7 fake yawns. Like he was almost a cheerleader by the end of it.
Wait, where was he coming from? Like, where was this when you went to
Where's he
New
going
York?
to New York, yeah.
Nice.
But so did you send yourself an email to get booked on here then?
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
I sent myself the confirmation. Yeah.
That's good.
Weeks
That's
without
awesome.
a reply, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, weeks without a reply. Who was the one that Gianni we missed him because Gianni dropped the ball? Who was it?
Callan.
Yeah,
but I didn't
Brian
drop the
Callen.
ball. It was Brian Callen.
Yeah.
Because
He pretended he never
knew,
had the ball.
He knew, Brian knew that he was coming on this past weekend, but it conflicted with Rogan.
Yeah.
So, like, they're right across the wall, so I assume they're going to do their episode and then just he's going to walk in here after, because I confirmed with them, like, a week before this.
Yeah.
And then he went on Rogan. So he's like, oh, you forgot about Theo, but you went on Rogan. Okay.
Yeah, I think if you hear the word Rogan, you just forget about everything. But I don't blame him. It's like, I'm going to go to Rogan, or I'm going to go to Denny's over here. Where these guys are fucking shoveling bootleg CBD oil out. That's mint flavored.
Shout out Uncommon Apothecary.
Yeah, shout out Uncommon Apothecary. Well, dude, first of all, I just want to say thanks so much, man. And second of all, yeah, it's crazy. It's almost like we backdoored ourselves into a guest with Gianni, you know? So we hope
I worked for 52 weeks just to get on this podcast for free with one MeUndies a month, okay?
I got one pair they're supposed to send you
Which
more.
I'm wearing right now.
Are you really? Oh, wow. Yeah, those are good ones.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've really adapted to these mediums. They're not showing up for Gianni.
Yeah, dude, I didn't get my May fucking thing
Is that
yet.
what you ordered mediums?
Yeah, I ordered
Yeah, I don't
mediums.
know what
Yeah.
happened, man. We'll check some of these boxes. But we definitely should get you some more pairs. So when you're shooting the film, like, how long does it take to shoot a movie? Like, for somebody that doesn't know, like me.
This took about I'd say 4 weeks, and then
That's it?
Yeah, and then we because it's a Blumhouse film, so they do like smaller budgets, not as big and crazy as like the action movies. Those probably take like 3-4 months.
Right.
Yeah, this was about 4 weeks, but then we did go back and do reshoots because they wanted to fix some stuff at the end.
Yeah.
So total about 5 weeks, 5.5 weeks.
And was that the first time you'd ever spent really a lot of time in Mississippi?
Yeah, it was the first time I had ever been to Mississippi, and I loved it.
Yeah?
Like, honestly, like I would consider getting a house there because I loved it that much.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now when you're on these sets, they look like they had some ladies in there in the film too. Are you guys like, is there a lot of like chicanery going on behind the scenes? Like a lot of like, people, meeting up at night? Is it pretty low key?
Well, since this was such a smaller budget, like you're filming like for 13, 14 hours a day.
Wow.
So you like don't have time. Like you like that whole day is to film, and like you got to be up in the morning and get going again. But I don't smoke or drink, as you know. So like that's not my thing. Like people would go out to bars and stuff and party that night. I'd go right to bed, make sure I was off book for the next day. I'd wake up at 5 a.m. I had a personal trainer because I had to get naked in the movie. So I had a personal trainer.
You had to, or you just did in every scene? That seems like something Gianni would do.
I was like, yeah, are you sure you don't want me to take your clothes off? You're like, dude, you're in math class, okay? Keep your fucking clothes on.
Like, oh, these books are heavy.
Gianni sounds like a young Jocko Willink. He's just getting up. Everybody's going out to parties, waking up at 4:30, training.
Yeah.
I ran around Mississippi like I would run the hills of Mississippi. There's a hill. Do you know where the Magnolia Bluffs Casino is?
Yeah.
That big hill that goes up to where the hotel is. I would run that every morning at like 4:35.
Jesus.
And then I would go to my personal trainer and lift.
God, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And what would you do then? Paint yourself green and just attack people? It seems like you're very incredible Hulkish. What did you think about Mississippi? Like, what was some of your first thoughts whenever you were there?
So day 2. So we went to the hotel, and we like kind of went around the town a little bit for the first,
And this is
couple
in
days.
Natchez.
This is in Natchez, correct. We stayed at the Magnolia Bluffs Hotel for a couple weeks. So we walked around there, and I thought it was incredible. Like we went to this place called the Pink Pig, the barbecue place.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
So good. I just like, Cotton Alley Cafe. Like a lot of the places were
Fat
just
Mamas, did you go to that
Fat
place?
Mama's, the tamale place.
Yeah.
We went there, and I literally loved it. Like I can't stress enough how much I love Mississippi. But day 2,
Yeah.
we're filming. We go to set. We're filming outside a liquor store, and it's in a pretty seedy area, like where the liquor store is. And there is an urban gentleman, as you would say. He comes out of his house, and he starts he's probably fucked up on something, and he's like yelling like, "You ain't filming no fucking movie in front of my house!" Like getting like aggressive, and then like a bunch of more.
Was it Cat Williams?
Yeah, it was. It was Cat Williams. Yeah, he wanted to be in the movie, but we just didn't have a role for him.
Really?
Yeah.
So someone was getting aggressive?
Yeah, someone did get aggressive, but that was kind of the only like negative experience, and it's not even that negative. It's just some guy that was yelling at us that was probably fucked up.
Yeah.
But I truly did love it. Like the people there were so nice. I specifically remember going to Mississippi, and then I would like, if we go to the markets on the weekends, I'd be leaving and I'd be like to the people with the carts full of stuff, like, "Thanks everyone, have a good weekend," and everyone would be like, "Oh, thank you so much, man."
Yeah.
And then the next day, when I came back to LA, I went to the Whole Foods and I went to turn around. I was like, "Have a good weekend, everyone." And everyone was just like,
Yeah. Get out of
Yeah,
here.
who the fuck is this idiot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of here. You
Logan Paul was in here earlier. Who the fuck are you? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah, there is something different. It's just like there's more value on just like but do you think that kind of stuff is real? Sometimes I wonder if it's like genuine or if there's just that there's more time for people to spend with each other, so they even enjoy the smaller things, like even waving goodbye to someone.
In Mississippi, you're saying?
Yeah, or just like in slower parts of the country. And Mississippi is probably in some ways, from the places I've been, one of the like it gets really slow there.
Yeah.
You know, if you pick up a seashell off the ground, you can definitely hear slaves in the back and deep in it. Like it's old school. You know what I'm saying? Like they still have there's Civil War reenactments in the back of every like chevron. There's like, you know what I'm saying? It has like
right behind a fucking Shoney's.
Oh, dude, it's they got a Shoney's right there. I went there on Thanksgiving actually.
Really?
Yeah, and some lady burned her hand in the cobbler, I remember, and they had to call the paramedics. But yeah, it has an old school vibe, doesn't it?
It does, 100%. I think people are like brought up with those values in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And not so much LA because no one really gives a fuck about anyone else but themselves in LA.
Yeah.
Like in Mississippi, like there's really like not much more to do.
Right. So values and stuff like that are important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's interesting, man. Yeah, that's so crazy you got to be down there because, I mean, who else even gets to go there? Nobody ever even thinks to go to Natchez because it used to be like a major stop on like for the gambling boats and all of that.
Yep.
You know?
It was incredible. Like I truly think that was like one of my best experiences of my life so far. I loved it.
Now, the nights where you do get a little lonely out there, because I know if you're working out hard in the morning, you're sweating all day and you're, you know, I mean, you're like a rock star. You're shooting a movie in a small town, you know. You have somebody with a walkie-talkie walking around with you. You know, I know what it's like, you know, to at least have, you know, you get that, you know, you get a little bit of pomp, right?
Yeah.
When you get on a Tinder in a place like Mississippi, you get on the Bumble or Bumblefuck, because you're out in the rural sticks there at that point. They should have Bumblefuck for rural areas, shouldn't they?
Yes.
How is that not an app?
Bumblefuck.
Yeah, Bumblefuck for anybody who's trying to get laid outside of the city limits.
I like that.
Did you say if you open those apps up, what's it like out there?
I didn't.
You didn't?
My Instagram was popping pretty like in like the requests, but like I'm gonna be like honest, like I think it was around the time where all the Me Too stuff happened. And it was like people were just getting in trouble like doing stuff on movie sets, like, and I was just like, listen, I'm not even gonna put myself in that position, like to even like be with a girl alone, like who was an extra in the film or something like that. Like this is like my chance. Like I'm not gonna like worry about a girl, like, and I'm not gonna get myself in trouble in any way.
Yeah.
So I stayed away from it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was pretty like dedicated for these like 4 weeks. Like,
it sounds like
actually,
it,
you know what I did? So I got a Pornhub or a Brazzers account.
Wow, going high def.
Yeah, I got a Brazzers account.
Dude,
for the
how
month.
do you? I don't even think it's 4G in some of or LTE in some of those areas over there.
I don't even know, but it was so funny because I checked on my account like on my credit card statement like 3 months later, and it billed me for like a year.
Of course,
like the month before. So I called them, and it didn't say Brazzers. It said like CTE billing or something.
Yeah.
And I called and I was like, "Hey guys, like, why, like what is this charge for?" I didn't.
And let's go to that call right now. Actually, I wish
we
we
have
had that
it.
call.
I was
Guys, guys just discussing their Brazzers expenses.
But I had it on speakerphone, and I was with one of my like buddies who's like not super close, but like he's close, and I had it on speaker in my living room. And I was like, what's this charge? Like, I didn't do this because I was just trying to figure out my finances. And he's like, oh, did you sign up for a Brazzers in Natchez, Mississippi? I was like, yeah, that was me.
Dude, it must have been pretty cool though, like being so Octavia, obviously an African-American black woman, to be a lead on a movie in Mississippi where probably 100 years earlier, you know, like people in those areas, like especially like, you know, people with her skin color were probably having a much tougher, you know, a tougher time. And they still do in a lot, especially like in some rural parts of that state, you know.
Louisiana as well.
Yeah, and Louisiana, yeah. It must have been pretty cool, kind of.
Yeah, it actually isn't, like, I did not think of that. It is pretty incredible. Like, she's leading a studio film.
Yeah.
And it's her. Yeah.
Did
that's
she
awesome.
comment on anything like that? Like, not in any sort of negative way, but did she, like, I wonder if she even noticed to that.
Yeah, not that I can remember. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, it's definitely like incredible. Like, honestly, because on Power, like the showrunner for me is a black woman too.
Yeah.
So like that's a show that I'm on like for a long period of time, and I'm doing this movie, and like the lead's a black woman, so it's kind of cool. Like everything that I'm doing are led by black women. You know what I mean? Which is like, it's awesome. It's a great time for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is definitely a time where it's like you got to have more like, yeah, especially now as like America gets more like more diverse than it was when we were kids, to have more people like putting their influence on things, you know, so you can get different perspectives and stuff. So what's another type of movie that I would see and then I would be like, oh, then you'll like Ma?
It's kind of similar, like is
it like Halloween kind of?
It's a little bit like, it kind of has elements of that, but I would say it's more psychological. So it's like, I would say it's like Get Out and Screamish, like American Pie combined.
Okay.
Like I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. It's a really fucking fun movie. Like if you're in college or high school or like young like that audience, like they're gonna fucking love this because it's just like crazy. It's like a party movie and then it turns deadly. It's wild. Yeah.
Is there any breaks in it where you can make out with somebody or not, or is it pretty?
I do make out with someone in it.
Really? No, I'm talking about if you're in the theater.
Yeah, I could see like a scene or two where you fucking, you know, you could just kind of doze off a little bit.
Oh, I remember that, huh?
Yeah. Trying to get that over the pants hand job, you know what I mean?
Get all of it.
Nothing gets me going like Octavia Spencer stabbing someone, burning Gianni with an iron.
Yeah, dude, that is true, huh? Nothing gets me fired up like seeing a white freshman getting burned with an iron in Mississippi. Man, I mean, sit me in the erection section.
Fear is nature's most powerful aphrodisiac.
Oh yeah, you know when they say when a plane's going down, 90% of the men in there are erect.
Really?
Crazy?
That's crazy.
Or is that a real thing?
Yeah, that's a statistic.
And you already get airplane boners, so I can't even imagine you'd bust.
So
dude, you have one right now, bro?
No, I don't. But so much so that I get them that people fucking complain about them. That's how much I get them. Dude, that's so exciting. So how do you start to, so you're going to be in a film, like how do you try to like what are your expectations of like what your career is going to be like after this? How do you manage those expectations? Like what do you start to think about? Cause this is like, I mean, well, people, you know, watch Power, you know, that's a popular show, but this will be, you know, this is like a film. So what does like your brain go there? Like, does your brain have you like in like a hot tub in 2 weeks in Aspen? Like, I'm just trying to think, cause you have a young brain, you know?
Yeah.
I got an old brain that's like, oh dude, you'll be definitely still working for us in a month.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna drop him like a bad habit.
Yeah. I actually the total opposite. Like I hope this launches me into just something like that I can consistently work on a show for like 4 years. But like I don't want to leave the podcast. Like if something were to I'd have to like shoot away, like I would still find a way to like remotely book guests and like work with you guys because this is like the most fun part of like my job. Like the reason why I am an actor is because like I like to have fun. Like I like to show up on set. I like to like joke around and like, you know, it's fun. You've been on sets.
Yeah, you're always in a good mood, man. I wish I was in a good mood as much as you are. Yeah, you're always in a good mood. Dude, well, maybe one day we'll do a movie and you can lead it, you know?
I would love that. I really would. Like, and that's just something like that I like doing. Like this has been like incredible for me. I've learned so much from you and Nick. I know so much about the podcasting world and like other people. Yeah. So like honestly, like after this movie comes out, I'm hoping that I get a TV series for a long period of time. It films in LA and I have, you know, like a couple hours a day free where I can podcast and come in and like do this. Like it'd be fucking awesome.
Nick, do you think once Gianni starts to pop off a little bit, you know, and he starts buying jewelry and stuff like that, dude, and buying his brother like fancy necklaces and stuff, you think he'll still come in with us or no?
I gotta believe the little guy. He's
really?
Yeah, I think he truly loves this. Like you said, he loves comedy. He was listening before he worked with us, so like being around it.
I see him squealing his tires outside of the studio while we're trying to record, you know, a year from now.
Fuck you, Theo. Yeah, no, and we're getting a new studio. Like, I'm so excited about that.
That's true, man. This is our last guest in this studio, so it's actually fitting since you've booked so many of them to come in and close it out.
Yeah, I think I started right when you guys moved in here. Like, I think my first day, like, you had one guest in here, and I think it was Jay Moore, and I wasn't there for that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Right around that time.
That's crazy, man, to think of all the guests that have come through here, you know?
Yeah, that's like 120 episodes since he's been here. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, I can't even fathom that.
It's been fun. We should do like one of those graduation videos where it's like and it like cuts to all the guests. Yeah.
Gianni gets older.
Yeah.
But he never looks any older because he still looks 14. What's the youngest you can go read for in a film, honestly, and legitimately play?
I read for 15 like maybe 3 months ago.
Now, do you take supplements and stuff to keep your hormones down or keep your hormones at bay?
No, I do not.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't. I guess I look. I look a little young.
No, I could see you as like a young, like Abe Lincoln's like young son who's like leaving the family to go play rugby. You know,
Dude. You look like you sell snake oil on fucking Hollywood Boulevard, dude.
Oh, dude, I definitely look like I look like somebody that gets shot in one of the. I look like somebody who's looking for something by a stream in Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, you look like Paul Rubin and Ruben Stutter, like combined, dude.
Dude, I used to have this joke. It was Ruben stuttered. No, he didn't.
You sold that on stage?
No, I never told it to anybody till right now.
God, dude.
Look, dude, here's another 14-year-old boy. Here's Justin Bieber's son.
That's my castmate, Corey Fogelmanis, on the movie.
Is it?
Yeah, he told me he sent in a video.
This kid's like a teen heartthrob. He's got like 3 million followers.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Corey Fogelmanis?
Yeah, he was so you know Boy Meets World?
Yeah.
They did a reboot and he was the lead of Girl Meets World.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Disney.
With Topanga Miller?
Correct. Or did Topanga Canyon, or what is her name?
Topanga...
Danielle Fischel's her real name. She blocked me on Twitter. Actually, the whole cast of Boy Meets World did, because I had this friend who would tweet at them constantly like they were actually their characters, and I jumped in on
That's
it.
hilarious.
They blocked us all. Like, Danielle, when are you and Corey getting back
How am I
together?
not surprised Nick is blocked by a bunch of teens, dude?
Yeah. First of all, good. Okay. Probably great to be blocked by teens, Nick.
And I can't remember the dad's name, but he blocked it too.
I love when we're all in court a year from now for Nick.
They're going to use this?
And they're just flashing through all the teens that have blocked him on Instagram.
Danielle Fischel is a full-grown adult now.
I wonder what she's like, though. Is she cool or not? I wonder. I met the guy, Corey.
I heard she was a little crazy.
I could see her being nuts, dude.
Yeah.
I met the guy, Corey, from the first season. He was super cool. Not Corey. Who's his friend?
Ben Savage.
Ryder Strong.
Oh yeah, she
From the
played
original
Sean.
season.
He played Sean.
Yeah, he was a really, really cool guy.
Dude, Ben Savage's brother, Fred Savage, he's like a director. Like he's killing it. He's a workhorse. He does commercials. He does full-length features.
He was on that Netflix show. What was the one with
Wonder Years?
No, with Nat Faxon and Keegan-Michael Key.
Oh, yeah.
You know which one? He was on that one.
Sounds
Billy
bad.
Eichner. It was pretty good. The guy.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up after this video. But.
Let's hear Mr. let's see. What's the young man's name again?
Corey Fogelmanis.
Corey Fogelmanis.
Yeah.
Dope last name.
Hey, bro, Gianni. It's Corey here. I just first want to say I'm so excited for Ma. I think it looks incredible, and you look so great in it. But yeah, so my question for you is...
We're just buddies?
Who is your most famous friend?
That's
a great question.
gutless.
All right.
He wants me to say him.
Of course.
But you know who I'm going to say is 50 fucking Cent. Is who I'm going to say.
Really?
Yeah. I wouldn't say he's my friend, but...
he backtracked off
He
that
came,
stuff.
yeah. If like I always think about this.
Bro, that's most of the question, dude. Otherwise, you're just saying, who's the most famous person you can think of right now? Okay. Corey Fogelmanis, dude. This guy really likes you, Gianni.
Yeah, we became good friends on the movie. Like he's an awesome kid.
When they were hanging out more around the movie to watch Gianni's Instagram stories, and Gianni's like, he just bothers Corey on his Instagram story. It was pretty entertaining.
Because we go to like it's pretty crazy. You go to a Walmart in Mississippi. And none of these people are expecting, like anyone to be there.
Right.
So like Corey would walk in and like a family would be crying. He'd be like, we love you guys so much. And like, I'm sitting there like recording it because I think it's awesome. Like, and he's like, dude, stop it. And he gets like really like embarrassing. Like, it's also funny. Like you see like Octavia and like I stayed for Thanksgiving at Tate's house. So like Jessica Chastain was there.
Who's
and
Tate?
The director of the movie, Tate Taylor. And so I stayed for Thanksgiving, and they would go to Walmart, like all of them, and it's like you're all A-listers, like in a weird like town in Mississippi, like no one expects this, you know what I mean? So I always think that's like wild to me, you know what I mean?
I've been in that Wally World over there.
The big one, the big Walmart.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
it's nice. I mean, it's good. It's good. They got a McDonald's in the back.
Yeah, but the director Tate loves you,
really,
and the producer John, he's a like great director. He directed The Help. He directed Get On Up, the James Brown movie.
Now you're making me feel like I should have done that because I went and met that guy Lee Daniels recently.
Harvey Lee Oswald?
Yeah, Lee Daniels, Harvey Oswald.
Yeah.
The guy that did the movie The Butler and the guy that does that show Empire, right?
Oh, okay.
So
little Jussie Smollett.
Yeah, Jussie Smollett country. And he gave me a role in the room.
Really? For what?
And
For
then
what
I
show?
passed on it. It's some new pilot that Whitney's doing.
Yeah, he's like who's that guy, like that comedian on your Instagram? Like, he's hilarious. We love him. So it's like they're.
And does he prefer men or women? This guy.
Well, he is married to the producer of the movie. He's a man.
Who's a what?
But he was a man.
Oh, okay.
But it's also because I didn't.
Gay men in Mississippi are a different lot.
But it's
Okay.
so weird because
They're pretty much beautiful women.
yeah, they're like the mayor of like.
Oh, if you're a gay man in Mississippi, you're the mayor of wherever you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like when we went on for Thanksgiving, he like left in the car and he went. Mississippi has no rules. He has like this white Cadillac with like
No rules if you're white. Yeah, yeah, dude.
he has like this Cadillac and it's like he's got on a fedora and he's buying guns and shrimp and alcohol and propane and he's just driving down the thing. He's like this gay man with a fedora and a white Cadillac, no roof on it. It's just like hilarious.
That sounds like a casserole he's making, dude. You put a little propane and some shrimp in a bucket and fucking shoot it 4 times, dude. Voila, baby. Voila.
That's some dynamite shrimp, you know?
Oh, dude, that's definitely. That's awesome, man. It's so cool you got to go there and just spend time, man. It's such like it feels almost like when I go to Mississippi a lot of times, and so, especially in Natchez, that I'm traveling to the past.
Yeah.
That
I
you're in
love
like
it.
another time.
I would love to go back. That's why I thought you were gonna go to that festival with.
Oh, it's this weekend.
with Bishop Gunn. Is it? Well, it's 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, it's
when
2
this-
weekends ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
It was a
Bishop
great
Gunn
time.
Music
but I would have went because
Blast. Yeah. We saw the live feed. Today's episode is brought to you by Ridge Wallet. Ridge Wallet. They've done a lot of great things here and been a long-time supporter of This Past Weekend. And I'll see a lot of guys on the road when I'm out there and about, and they'll show me they got that FPC, that front pocket carry. Because Ridge Wallet, they've redesigned the way you carry that money, the way you carry them meal tickets. It used to be you had that little saddleback in your back pocket, that heavy piece of cow skin. But now you got that hard hitter, that front pocket carry. Ridge Wallet will block possibly a bullet. I wouldn't try it, but it could. And right now you can go to ridgewallet.com/hitter and use code HITTER at checkout for 10%. That's code HITTER for 10% off at ridgewallet.com/hitter. I've had different wallets and I don't have them anymore. And I don't know what else I can say about that except you know that if you're tired of being in the valley of wallet uncomfort, then head up over Net Ridge. This past weekend is gratefully brought to you by Skillshare. Skillshare. It's an online learning community for creators with more than 25,000 classes in design, business, and more. You'll discover countless ways to fuel your curiosity, creativity, and career. You can take classes in social media marketing, mobile photography, creative writing, or even illustration. Things that are very useful these days in today's modern world. You don't have a skill, you can learn it. Skillshare. Whether you're looking to discover a new passion, start a side hustle, or gain new professional skills, Skillshare is there to help you keep learning. Join the millions of students already learning on Skillshare today with a special offer just for my listeners. Get 2 months of Skillshare for free. That's right, Skillshare is offering This Past Weekend listeners 2 months of unlimited access to over 25,000 classes for free. To sign up, go to Skillshare.com/Theo Von. Again, go to Skillshare.com/Theo Von to start your 2 months now. That's Skillshare.com/Theo Von. Go get those skills. Nick, how's it been? Because you work with Gianni sometimes because he's here, he mills around, he loiters, I like to call it. How's that been for you, I feel like?
It's dope, to be honest. So we rip on each other, but he's super fun to have around. Like you said, he's always in a good mood.
Yeah.
I'm working here by myself a lot, so like his energy, like it's great. Honestly, he's great to be around, and I'm just like super impressed by it because we haven't even said Gianni's 22.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think, and like I don't know, he's a workhorse and he's like very strategic in like what he's doing. Like I don't know, I see bright things for the kid.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, man, I feel you, dude. Yeah, it is really exciting, bro. You know, you you can, yeah, especially since you get to see like what the podcast world is like, and then also see like what the Hollywood world is like. It's like, yeah, you'll be able to probably learn enough to kind of hedge one against the other at certain points. you know, to probably, if you wanted to produce your own thing or make your own film that you wanted to star in, it's like it's like where you can find an audience for it if it's something that's good. You know?
Which I think a lot of it is going, like, it's going away from Hollywood and it's going more towards, like, it's in your hands. You know what I mean? Because I'm writing and trying to develop my own show, and like, that's the way it's going. You know what I mean? You don't need Hollywood as much as you used to.
Yeah. It's like you can really make your own Hollywood kind of.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you got to have. I can't see how it's not going to go more that direction.
There's so many different outlets now. Like these other streaming services are getting like more money behind them. Like, I mean, this is sports obviously, but like that DAZN channel, like it's now on par with the quality of content that like ESPN streaming service is putting out, and it came out of nowhere. And
what's it called?
DAZN. It's spelled DAZN. Honestly, that's their biggest problem is the branding. But like they signed Canelo for like $300 million. They got money behind them.
Right.
It's a whole strategy. But these things are springing up all over. So there's if you put out good content, you're gonna find a place and someone who's gonna give you money to produce it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be through the traditional channels, because it's almost like MeUndies doesn't go to a store anymore. They go directly to the people, and that's what the content creators are doing.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird because it's also like the whole like Louis C.K. Like he just doesn't even need any networks. He just has his own website, and people go and listen to his special. You know what I mean? So it's like he doesn't need Netflix to buy his special. He can just put it on his own. So
well, the first one he did, but then after that he went back to He went back to.
Well, I think he sell the one that was already up on his thing back to them.
I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Well, because then he made double the amount of money. You know what I mean? He sold it to everyone and then was like, okay, I made all my money. No one's buying it anymore. I'll sell it to Netflix. People will still watch it. It'll get exposure, and I'll make money.
Right.
And if he would have, we might have said this on the podcast before, but if he would have had like a podcast during the whole time, he could have even not went away and like still had like this groundswell of people in his corner that like I don't know, like he did something wrong, but we're not going to just drop him completely instead of going dormant or whatever for the last year and a half.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to like, it's kind of interesting and it's kind of like scary to think about, like, like what, like what's going to be next, how it's going to change, how are like because so many people listen and watch podcasts and go to
more than cable now.
Yeah, and go to see those entertainers, and those are the entertainers that people go out to see. It's just kind of like it kind of like doesn't plague me sometimes, but it just has me thinking like, well, what are the possibilities of like creating our own, network,
our own
making
show,
stuff that
our
we
own
think is
animated
good,
show,
and then just getting advertisers attached so that we don't have, notes, and it can just be straight out of our own brains.
Exactly. Well, I'm super excited about your special because, I mean, I don't know if, most of you guys have probably seen Theo on the road, but dude, your fucking hour is incredible.
Thanks,
it's like the best hour I think I have seen maybe ever. And you're, no offense, like that was great, but like this is a whole new level. Like,
Thanks,
so
bro.
I agree. Cause like,
it's incredible.
Ari Manis, he follows you on the road. He opens for you. He sends me the footage, and sometimes there's whole shows on there, and I'm trying to find like interesting parts. So like I'm listening to it on like 2 times or 3 times speed, but like you listen to it, and it's like music. You can just all of a sudden there's laughter. Theo says something, there's laughter, and it's just this constant wave. It's crazy. Like how it's boom,
Thanks,
boom, boom,
man.
boom.
Well, every time you like, because I have your email on my computer because we book guests, and every time like a clip from like the Ice House will come in, I'll be like, oh shit, like I don't know if I can listen to this. Like I just like I think I truly, that's how I first like knew of you. I went to the Comedy Store one night to watch Dalia and Sebastian. And I think you had a later spot because at this time you like weren't as big as you were then. This is maybe 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And you had like an 11:30 spot, and I was gonna leave, and then you came on, and I was sat in the front row, and like everyone around me had already gone, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, like this is the most unique, like interesting. It was just so different to me, and I was laughing my ass off. And that's how I just knew of you. And then I started, like, I went to a couple of your shows, and I started listening to the podcast, and then, it's crazy. Here I am,
Yeah, here we are. I mean, well, thank you. That's nice of you guys to say, man. I know that I've been hard to deal with sometimes over this year. It's just been tough, man. For me, it's just been, it's been fun to have a lot more work and stuff, but it's been it's been such like a level of like just stress, I think, and fear. Like working like so long in an industry and like not not really getting much traction, and then
all
like,
at once.
and then like getting a lot of traction, but also like it's your own traction kind of that we've created here with the podcast, and not alone, but so it's just like kind of scary. It's like, and then suddenly everybody wants to come and like get you to do stuff, and you're like, well, what do I do? Am I making good choices? Am I making bad choices?
Well, when I first started working here a year ago, you had, I think it was 68,000 followers on Instagram. You have 800,000 now. Like, that is incredible. You know what I mean? Like, and that's all through the podcast and comedy. You have it. It's not like you did a fucking studio movie. You know what I mean? It's not like you're on a TV show. That is all through comedy and podcasts.
Yeah.
Which is what people need to understand. Like that. It's the podcast world, which is like, and social media through Instagram. Like, that's what's blowing people up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you did that without Hollywood.
Yeah, well, you can get your voice out there. Well, I mean, I had a lot of help. I mean, Nick's done a great job, Nick has done a great job. And even like, moments today, like this morning, sometimes I'll wake up, there's two ways I'll wake up, a good way and then the other way, dude. I'll wake up and I'm a fucking lose my mind.
And I can tell right when you text me which one it is.
It is so crazy how you can tell via a text. Like, I can feel the energy.
Yeah. Well, because...
well, look, there's energy that goes into that screen. So I'm glad some of it's coming out the other side, man.
When he wakes up, it's either like, hey, man, good morning, like, ready to get today going, like, all this stuff, like, do we have everyone good? And then it's also like, hey, man, what the fuck is going on? Why the fuck is the studio not at 68 degrees?
Yeah, I broke the thermostat. What of it?
Yeah, dude, you think those fucking two plants can survive in there? Quit thinking about yourself, Gianni.
Dude, the new studio, we got windows, dude. We're gonna have a fucking forest, dude.
Yeah, you guys don't even know. We'll put some of the footage in. We'll put some of the footage onto the Patreon.
Yeah,
because Gianni just started helping out, like kind of trying to get to our Patreon to like a better level where you guys can see some of the behind the scenes stuff that we do better. Yeah. And we'll put like those videos of whenever we went over to the new studio and checked it out. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. There's definitely more room. There's going to be just a place where you can put stuff. What are you looking forward to, Nick? Because you're in the studio most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could find talent and kind of. It's going to be hard to get any show to the level of this because you're a unique talent. But I think we could find people who we think have potential that aren't seen and produce their own pods and recreate kind of the formula we have, like the Clips channel and the Instagrams that help blow them up. And then with our connections, the other pod, get them put out. And I think we could have our own network. I mean, your mom's house is doing it. No reason we can't.
Yeah, I want to do
steal
like
Dr. Drew
our
from
own.
him.
Yeah, we should steal Dr. Drew from him. Man, he's so good. God,
Our own
good.
potential like production company, like Onward Productions, and we just do our own shit in house. You don't need to go to some sketchy thing. We sell our own ads. It's like it's all together, and it's like a collaborative, creative experience. It's not like you have to deal with some guy in a fucking suit telling you you're not funny enough. You're like, well, what have you ever done? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, look, man, I mean, it would definitely be neat. I think my fears are just, doing too much other stuff, so I can't do stand-up that much, or I don't do it. But
I do think it's like, use your umbrella, though. Like, don't necessarily pile on you more stuff, but it's like, use your umbrella to put on other stuff. Like, you start growing, like, you're just branches off, and it doesn't always have to be you. Right. You, like, when we have someone with a show, you're their first guest and stuff, kind of help pop them off, but then we go running with them.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing like what Kevin Hart does. I mean, he has Heartbeat Productions, and he does so many different shows and like executive produces them and like creatively, helps them, but he has really not much to do with it. It's just kind of his name and his brand will help get it out there.
He has LOL Network too, which like a lot of it's more urbanly skewed.
It's on Facebook a lot.
I actually interviewed them before I was at Funny or Die, and I almost had it, but I didn't know it was as urban as it was, and I kept telling him like they have all this Just for Laughs content, they own a bunch of that, and I was like, oh, that's like where you want to go, and that's like nerdy white comedy. And so I think that's kind of where I
Jerry Seinfeld.
What's the big deal with watermelon?
Have you heard of this guy Theo from Louisiana? Although that's a bad example because you got that swag, but yeah,
dude, black guys love you, man.
They do.
I
wish someone would come to the shows. There's been 11 that have come to the shows, I think, this past year. Yeah, and they're always like, hey man, just want to let you know you have some black support. And one of them's my friend Stan that came to 2 shows for me.
He's like, I told all my friends about you and they beat the shit out of me.
But dude, you know what I was thinking? There's not a lot of crossover in music. There's a lot of crossover, right?
Is it crossover as in what?
Like if you look at black and white audiences that go to see entertainment, You know, a lot of there's still a lot of like a lot of black audiences go to see black stuff, a lot of white audiences go to see kind of white stuff.
Well,
I think it bends in some places. Music is definitely a place where it bends a lot.
Well, I think because I like Post Malone. I don't think a lot of black people go see Post Malone, but like Drake, like black people go see Drake and like white people go see Drake. So I think it's more the black artists that the white people love, but I feel like sometimes when it's a white artist, like there's not support from maybe the black community because like, oh, he's like white, like trying to like take like what we created.
Right.
So I think like that's kind of
like
what
for Michael Rappaport.
Yeah.
Like you don't
Gary
see
Owen a little bit. Yeah.
Gary Owen, yeah. Actually, black people really fuck with Gary Owen, but he married also a black woman. I think you have to go that far, really.
Yeah.
Like Neil Brennan, he married Dave Chappelle, so they,
Yeah. And he's married himself a couple times too, I think, if he could.
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr, yep, has his
But
wife-
he's got his content is so white. Like it's like, remember I was drunk driving at the McDonald's? It's like black people are like, no, we don't remember that. You know what I mean?
he's just so frustrated with everything.
Yeah.
He's the best. Man.
Yeah.
Have you seen those two black guys? They have a YouTube channel and they'll watch like white comic
Yes.
stuff. They've done one on you and they just absolutely loved it. And I've seen one on them do Burr. I want to find their names because
Those guys are great. Yeah, it is interesting. I wonder if there's like a I think it would if there were more. And maybe this will just happen with time, where more black people support white things and not think that it's like they're, because a lot of white people aren't like support my stuff. I'm like like they don't have any. There's no ego. There's no racial ego in it.
Yeah.
I think there's probably like, when you've been like a community that's been like historically kind of like held into such a place and not had opportunity, then you probably think like, oh,
Yeah, this is our opportunity. Like,
Right.
why are you taking this from us? Like, we have this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why are you taking that too? I guess it may be what the feeling is.
But out here on the West Coast, I see a lot more guys who are just like, it doesn't really matter. I think that is one thing you find more, and even just as time goes on, I see a lot more people. It doesn't really matter, kind of like
that's where I see it going. Where it's like a lot of it now is that like
Yeah.
we want to give diverse people jobs, like, which is great. Like I fully support that. But it's like I'm hoping in like the next like 30 years where it's just like no one gives a fuck. It's equal. The funniest person gets the job.
Yeah.
The best writer gets the writing job. The best actor gets the acting job. Like, yeah, we want it to be diverse, but like it should be like that shouldn't matter. You know what I mean? It should just be who's the best.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been as long as everybody has the opportunity to
Exactly.
be the best.
Correct.
And also, I think one thing is like, a lot of like with struggle comes, without struggle, you don't get any, you got to have some to have something, I think.
Exactly.
Like you don't get a diamond without some pressure. Like I think like you're going to see a lot more softer black athletes over time, as like, once like great, like once you realize what it's like to grow up in an area where, like you have sweaters all the time and shit like that, dude, you're going to have good black guys that can't even dunk.
That's
Yeah.
already.
Imagine that.
It's already kind of happening. Jimmy Butler, when he was on the Wolves, like he hated his teammates because they're all like younger millennials and they would play video games constantly. Like they're always playing Fortnite, and he fucking hated his teammates.
Really?
Yeah, like he's fitting in way better in Philadelphia. He screamed at him one time at a practice, and it made a bunch of news. He's like, "You fucking need me," and then he demanded a trade.
Really?
And he left because Jimmy Butler is old school.
Oh, he's old school. Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like. Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, I do look forward to a day where maybe there'll be an opportunity for a white man to be able to start on a basketball team. Just because. Because
Larry Bird, dude. But that
there
was
that
when
one guy. We had to go to Poland to find the guy. They said that they found him in an iceberg thawed out. Who's that guy? Diocic or something? For the Nuggets?
The Joker, Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
He's our Vitas Sabonis reincarnate. I love Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, I can't even pronounce his name, bro. I call
that's
him
how fucking European he is.
I call him the white guy in the NBA.
He was top 5 this year, and he's a 7'2" huge, thick center in being the guy with the ball on pick and rolls. Like they run him at point. He's a crazy good passer. It's sweet.
Yeah, you've had to really go deep into Europe, man. Deep into like those, like the crevasses of Europe, to really find like a white guy who can play basketball.
We got a white guy that wants to ask Gianni a question.
God, is this his dad? This looks like his dad, bro. Is this your father?
No.
Let's get this
that's
video.
my cousin.
Oh, how long were y'all there?
What's up, Gianni? You sexy little shortbread. About time you found your way on the podcast, boy. I want to know what it's like to be on Power. I also want to know what it's like to work with Theo. I know that you must think that he's super funny, just like we all do. And I want to know what that's like, man. I know that y'all must have some good times and have a bunch of laughs. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And also, how do I get my chest bigger, bro? I'm trying to get my chest bigger.
He has nice nipples there for a young guy. How old is that guy?
Gang, probably 28.
Gang, man. We probably should do more activities as a group. You know, maybe we'll have more opportunity to do that in the new studio because there'll be a little more room.
Yeah.
What's it like to be on Power?
It's incredible. I think it's so much cooler being on a black show than a white show because like you show up to a white show and everyone's just like kind of like when you get like the cast and crew of like a black show and they're laughing like at what you're doing, it feels better almost.
Oh yeah.
It's just like it's the same thing. It's like when you're wearing like an outfit and like a white guy comes up to you and he's like, dope outfit, and you're like, okay, dude, get the fuck away from me. Yeah. And then a black guy's like, sick outfit, you're like, fuck yeah, thanks, bro.
Dude. I could do anything now. Maybe I could play pro ball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go try out for the NFL or maybe
dude,
the CFL.
If a black guy, CFL.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
If a black guy even pats you on the back or accidentally bumps into you in the elevator,
why
you
is
feel
that?
like you could play ball.
Why is it so much cooler?
I think there's just like, because I think, I think for me anyway, let me think about that. I don't know, black guys just seem more confident and comfortable.
Agreed.
So you feel like you wish you had that, or for me, I wish I had that. So if they think I'm that way or something, then
it's BD, dude.
Yeah, when's the last time you seen like a black guy with like a disease? You know what I mean? It's just I never see. It's just like they're just like, fuck it, we don't got that,
and they don't talk about it. A cool black guy's not gonna talk about his disease, dude.
He's just like, yeah, I got it, whatever. Yeah.
It's cool. We're ruining Gianni's career.
I know, right?
Race
But no, look, I think there's always been something that or for me, it was always something you wanted to be accepted by the black community, or making any other community laugh is also a fun thing. The only community I had around growing up in my area was black and white, so there wasn't any other options.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're like, you're in a group of Latinos and you make all those guys laugh or something.
So much cooler.
Yeah. It's like, oh, fuck, it's so much cooler. Yeah. They think I'm cool.
I mean, working with 50 Cent is literally like a dream. Like if you told me when I was 10 years old, 12 years old, that you're going to be on a show with 50 Cent, I would be like, you can kill me afterwards because I don't need to live anymore.
And so is he a big guy? What is he like?
He is. So the first time I ever met him, so I went for season 6, I went to go film episode 1, and we were doing the table read for episode 2.
Yeah.
So I saw him come in, and he's way bigger than you think.
And the table read is when everybody gets together from the cast and
the whole
reads
cast, correct,
to practice the script.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we did that, and then I like saw him a little bit, but not much because he was directing episode 3. So that's when he like kind of takes over. But because his character is dead, and he's now just an executive producer on the show, so he didn't have to do much. So he didn't say much. I didn't really meet him, and I left because I had a meeting right after in New York. So then I went. The next day, I had to film episode 1. And I went in the gym upstairs of the studio because we film at Steiner Studios in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. So there's a gym up there. And I'm lifting and I'm listening to 50 Cent, no word of a lie.
Get him up.
Yep. It was put his brains out. What Heat. I think it was called Heat. And he comes in.
That's with Al Pacino.
Yeah, it's with Al.
Idiot. Should listen to a movie while you're in the gym.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. So he walks in and he starts lifting next to me. And
is he strong?
He is. His arms are bigger than my head. Like no joke. Wow. They're massive. And he's like in like jeans, like just got off like set. And yeah.
Damn.
He's
bro.
ripped, dude. He's ripped. So
fuck.
So I'm lifting and then
like his tits look like hammocks, bro, for muscle.
He's got to help out that guy that just asked the question.
Yeah, there. If you want to know, go read that Men's Muscle Fitness episode with a magazine with
dude, he is cut.
50 Cent. Curtis.
I mean, I don't think he looks like that now. That was like maybe when
yes,
he's
does.
like 40 something now. His arms are just big. I think he's got a little stomach.
He's been relaxing.
He was eating fucking Twizzlers on set all day.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Does he have any children or not?
Yeah, he has a son. I think he has 2 sons. One he hates and one that he likes. That's young.
Nice.
But
It's very fucking Lannister of him.
So he came up to me and he was just like, "You film yet?" He like came up to me and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I was like, "No, like I'm going down after this. Like I don't have a call time till 3." And I was like, "Are you starting your pre-production for directing?" And he's like, "Yeah, we started doing all that." And then I filmed episode 2. And I actually filmed 2 and 3 back to back. So I stayed in New York.
Did you spot him?
No, I didn't.
Did you
spot
hold
him.
water in your mouth for when he was thirsty?
He
That's
did his
what I
own
would
thing,
do.
dude.
He got benched by him.
Yeah, yeah. But so then we came at breakfast, and we had already filmed one day for episode 2, and then we had another day for episode 3.
Okay.
So he comes up to me at breakfast. It's like 6 a.m. because I went and lifted early, and he comes up to me. He's like, "Dude, like your shit is like super funny. Like I watched this stuff from yesterday. Like you're hilarious." And I was
that's
like,
cool.
"Oh shit!" And that was like kind of like maybe one of the coolest moments ever. Like 50 Cent tells you like that you're funny, and like I'm at breakfast, I'm alone, and he could have easily just walked in, got his shit, and went and did.
It kind of seems like he keeps coming over when you're by yourself, though.
Yeah, maybe. No, but the craziest thing was
This is how people get molested in Hollywood. They don't know what's going on. You know?
maybe, yeah. They're just all of a sudden like 50 Cent's like fucking you.
Does he have a lot of ladies around him or not?
No, not when we were on
pretty
set.
professional?
We actually got an email that came out and be like, no one's allowed to come on set because this is when the whole 6ix9ine shit was happening with like he was getting shot at and stuff like that, and 50 Cent's friends with him. So they're like, no people allowed on set like that aren't approved. But the craziest thing was fuck, I forgot what I was saying.
Women.
No.
Oh no, so that morning I missed Sebastian in here. Like I booked him, and then he came in, and I was filming Power.
Yeah.
So I was watching the live.
Okay.
I was watching the live in my dressing room. So 50 maps out the scene that we have. Like what the director does, he'll tell you like you should walk here. Like, does that feel comfortable for you when you say this? And you kind of work with the director with that, but as for the listeners, and so we do that, and I go upstairs to go watch the live feed. I had like 20 minutes to kill, and I had to change my outfit. And all of a sudden I look on Instagram, and he bought like the first 2 sections of Ja Rule's show.
Oh, yeah.
And like bought those tickets so no one would be there, and then posted it on Instagram. And like caused like a major issue, like a major beef again. He like rekindled the 20-year-old beef.
And he'd just been totally chill.
And he just been told to chill.
Wow.
And then he puts his phone down, directs us, like we do the scene. We get off set maybe like an hour and a half later, and he's like, yeah, like that was fucking awesome, like all this stuff. And then he goes, oh shit, I just fucking called out Ja Rule, and forgot about it. And like went on his phone and was like, oh shit, like I totally forgot I did this.
50 Cent buys 200 tickets to the Ja Rule concert to keep seats empty and ongoing.
Yep, October
feud.
30th, because I would film the episode on Halloween.
He just put more money in Ja Rule's pocket. No one was showing up to that show.
Yeah.
It's that Fire Festival money.
But he is a fucking entrepreneur. Like that guy knows what the fuck is up. Like every time he has something he wants to promote, something goes in the news.
Wow.
Like he knows what he's doing. It's all strategic. He's a fucking genius. Yeah.
So when you're around him, it seems like, what does he seem like? Does he seem like a tough guy? Does he seem like a businessman? Does he
He seems like a comedian.
Really?
Yeah. He's got like he's very similar to like Shab and like that kind of whole like that tough guy like comedy, you know what I mean? He's very similar to that. I know I don't want to give Brendan that satisfaction that he's like 50 Cent, but
Oh, Brendan probably definitely can hear this wherever he is, dude. Brendan can always hear people talking about him, no matter how far away they are.
And the guy also asked what it's like with Theo, which I did want to comment on this, working with you guys. It is fucking hilarious, which is why my laugh ruins episodes. You know what I mean? It's like, and the Anthrax challenge, like it's, you guys are laughing. Like imagine being in the room with it. Like it's fucking hilarious. Like my laugh is annoying. I get it, but it's hard because it's funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, your laugh was egregious in the beginning. A lot of people
Jimmy
complained.
Tetra up. So
Yeah.
that was the infamous one.
Well, that was the first time I
Yeah.
got a mic. And then Theo texted me that morning like, hey man, got a lot of problems with the fans. No more mic. That was my first episode with a microphone. And then
Bro, I got no joke 200 DMs. Who's the clown in the back, huh?
Did you specify it wasn't me? That's always what I'm worried
Who's the
about.
clown with the microphone?
yeah, that was
Jesus, love the ep, but that guy in caps.
Yeah. But I've gotten better. A lot of people are like, okay, like it's good. So I got my microphone back and no more laugh. I cover my mouth.
Well, I think that's why this episode's good, because people can experience a little bit more of the joy.
Yeah.
We call him Joyani.
Yeah.
you know, and yeah, it's yeah, man, it actually is really a blessing. I'm glad that you and Nick have a good rapport, you know, even when I'm not around, because yeah, I think if it were, yeah, I know I couldn't keep. Yeah, I don't even know if we'd probably still be together if it wasn't for Gianni passing through with the joy sometimes. Because it's been a lot. It's just been a lot of work. It's been a lot of work for Nick. It's been a lot of work of back and forth.
Agreed.
And so, yeah, man.
Well, that's originally why I wanted to start with you. Like, I mean, I'm going to say like I saw like so much potential because I I think I was like, this guy is gonna be fucking huge. Like people just don't know about him yet, and I'm like, I want to help in any way I can because I assumed it's like pretty fucking stressful. You're on the road, like you're trying to sell tickets, you're doing a podcast. So that's when I originally came and was like, I want to help with social media stuff and like. I mean,
yeah, it's
worked.
what you've done, man. And look, you've done it to an end. And yeah, you're right, man. You said, I just want to help. And you know, that's a good, go on, Nick.
I was just going to say, booking is not easy.
It's the worst.
Like there are companies that like people pay thousands of dollars to like get guests for them and stuff like, and especially if we're trying to hit a specific day, like it's not easy. And I'm super glad I don't have to do it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true, man. I don't even know if we could have had guests. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know if I was planning on doing it. I had no idea what the plan was. You know?
Yeah, when I came in, we only had Jay Moore and a Greyhound bus driver. Oh, and that the homeless guy. What about the homeless guy?
Oh, Uneven Steve, dude. And he must not be doing well. I haven't gotten a text back with him in a while, about 8 months.
But then we also had some faults. Like if we can look back, like the guy who had Tourette's, which we don't really know if he beats Tourette's, and then we found out later that he was involved in a sex cult where they all got convicted.
Everybody got Tourette's, dude.
I didn't know it was an STD.
I think it's going around. And the crazy part is one day these same people are going to be probably maybe sooner than later going to be emailing you back to book you. They'll be like, yeah, we'd love to have that person on. Can you come on our podcast?
Well, yeah, which is funny because now I do have a publicist because, you know, a couple months before the movie comes out, you want to like, you know, like I go on podcasts because I want people to see the movie, you know what I mean? And she helps me with that. And it's kind of interesting because, yeah, that is like, I email other people like Bobby Lee. I'm going on Tiger Belly. Well, I would have already have been on. But yeah, like before I'm emailing like, hey, George, can we get Bobby on this past weekend? And then it's kind of the opposite now. Like, hey, you want to come on like Tiger Belly? Yeah,
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
And Gianni's getting cornered by the shows he goes on. Why can't I go on Theo's show?
I have twice. Twice. Twice.
They're asking you, why aren't you on Theo's show?
No. They're asking me why they aren't on Theo's show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, look, talk to my booker. That's the only thing I can say, man. That's why I don't handle it, dude. Bro, the funny thing is now, like even David Spade the other day, like he's like, hey man, I think I need some help with this podcast thing. And I'm like, that's just crazy that Dane Cook just texts, hey man, I'd love to come back on the podcast sometime.
Dude, we're going to have him.
Me and Dane have the same publicist.
Y'all do?
Yeah. That's
yeah, we could have a studio one day. You never know. Yeah, it's like, and we can make good content and stuff that's more fair, I think, you know, and people can own a part of what they do.
Yeah. Because it's kind of bullshit that no one owns like the stuff like you're a showrunner and you don't have any say in what happens to your show.
Yeah.
It's like, this is mine. You know what I mean? Like, this is my, people do 20 years of development just to get stuff made.
And these personalities, like, when they go on networks, usually they get stifled, and it doesn't end up being them. Like David Spade could have an awesome podcast if he really if he wanted to. He could be so good.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, is he looking to do one?
Yeah, he's saying like, who would be a good co-host for me to do one with? You know,
us, dude.
Well, how are we gonna do it though?
We'll talk more about it off air, but like, because
him and Schwartzen would be dope,
dude. The other night, so you know, obviously name dropping here, but I went and met up with Spade to get some food, just to have dinner, and I'm walking up to the restaurant to open the door, and Schwartzen comes running up behind me to like scare me. Scared the fuck out of me, dude.
Really?
You know?
Did he shit himself while he did it?
I think that was his move. Yeah.
He's like, diarrhea.
He's like, dang, you were so scared, I just shit myself. But then we stood around and talked for like 2 minutes, and it was literally one of the funniest conversations that I'd ever been in.
Really? Well, that's the stuff that I fucking love. Like when I'm going on set with actors, like it's not that I don't get along with them, because I do. Like I met Corey, but I feel like out of place because they're like very like PC, and it's like, you have to do this, and I trained at Juilliard, and that's not the way I am. Like I fucking chill with you, and like, you know, like when I went to the Comedy Store that night, Bobby Lee and Chris D'Elia and Sebastian are all standing around. Like that's like, I'm not saying like that's like who I think I am, but like that's like the crew that I like feel like a part of. Like, and then I go on set with other people who are like actors, and they're just like, they're kind of like off-putting almost.
Yeah, you don't take it as seriously. You know, I mean, you take it seriously in your work, but you don't
Mm-hmm.
take it as seriously in your ego, and that's something Nick said earlier.
Actors are like empty vessels almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're told like be here, say this, do this, and I feel like it bleeds into it. Like
Mm-hmm.
most of that's why you don't see actors on this show a lot. I don't find them as interesting generally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have a ton of life experience, like
Yeah.
stuff. But Gianni was a hockey player.
That's true, dude. Johnny was a hockey player. I mean, look, Gianni could be the hottest twink in this fucking city. You don't see a twink pound for pound as, you know, and a twink is a sort of a lean. What is a twink, Gianni?
It's more like a young, hairless, kind of like a little skinnier, boyish gay male.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That all the older gay men want.
Yeah,
And then
correct.
they hire them to like carry muffins around and like fold drapes and stuff.
My mom actually was like, "Why is everyone commenting on your Instagram? You know, get that hit a twink." She's like, "Why is everyone calling you a
That's
twink?"
what I'm saying, boy.
And I'm like, "Why don't you fucking ask to do with a mullet?" Okay.
Yeah, why don't you just be grateful to be in Hollywood, you freaking little hairless ingrate. Thank you very much, Nick, for putting up with everything and for getting us this far. Thank you, Gianni.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
It's special to be a part of this. Like, it really is. Like, I love being here, and we have a great time.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see where your career goes, man, and I just hope that we don't lose our booker.
Yeah. But for real though, everyone. So the movie will be coming out tomorrow. When this airs on Thursday, May 30th. The movie comes out Friday, May 31st. Please go see it. You're gonna love it. It's fucking awesome, and let me know what you think.
Yeah, let him know what you think. Now,
Yeah.
there's a great opportunity for you to have, you know, to let Gianni know what you think about that movie, and it's called Ma, starring Octavia Spencer. So talented. She was in The Help, man, and
She's incredible.
so good.
And it's so weird because you go on set with like, she's a prime example of someone that I did Joe with, because she's not a typical actress. You know what I mean? Like, she is an Oscar-winning actress, and then you get on set and she's crazy and she's funny and she's doing accents and she's like putting on wigs and stuff like that. She's hilarious.
She's cool, huh?
Yeah. So that's what I was super nervous about going into. I was like, oh fuck, like
Right.
I have to do a scene with her where she fucking pulls a gun on me. Like, are you shitting me? Scary. But then you go on set and she makes you feel comfortable, and it's great.
There you go. Go see Ma. Johnny, thank
31st.
you for being here, and thank you for everything you do for this past weekend.
Thank you.
And I'll talk to you guys soon.
Now I'm just floating on the breeze, and I feel I'm falling like these leaves. I must be cornerstone. Oh, but when I reach that ground, I'll share this peace of mind I found. I can feel it in my bones, but it's gonna take a little time for me to set that parking brake and let myself unwind. Shine.